welcome to R.W.Podcast with King Felix. This is a very, very special episode, not only because it's the first episode, but because I have a friend, a homie, a brother, someone that's inspired me to do many things. I love talking to him. I got my homeboy right here, Carlos the Gray. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on? Thank you for having me on.
Oh, you already know this is something in the making. We had to.
Oh, yes. I appreciate it. This is really cool. I've never done nothing like this. So.
Oh no, this is gonna be fun.
Okay, good.
it's gonna be weird at first, but we just here to have a conversation, and we're gonna talk about you, the things that you have going on, the things that you're doing. And that's what it's about. And for me to dive in deeper than ever before, because it's a lot of things I just want to just know, and we're gonna let the people know that watching this. You might educate some people today.
I hope so. I'm down for that. Education. There we go. I'm down for that.
Definitely. So the first thing we're gonna start off with, right?
All right.
I have to is the name, because the name definitely has meaning to it.
Well,
so we're gonna go with it's Carlos the Gray. But
okay, that's what I'm here. But I mean, most people know me as Crom the Gray. Some people still don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay,
some people say Chrome or Croom or something. Crom the Gray. I took that from folklore from Robert E. Howard stories, Conan the Barbarian.
Okay,
and that's if you've ever seen Conan the movie or read any of the books that he wrote, that's the god of the Hyborians, and it's more of anytime you hear his name, it's more of a curse, like saying "damn" or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because the whole belief with Crom is you're not supposed to pray to him. Like it's actually, if you pray to him, he actually gets upset and angry with you. That's his whole thing. Again, this is not religion or anything, but no, in the stories, it's to pray to him is to cast curses, as what Conan would say in the stories. And I just thought, I like the whole sword and sorcery. Robert E. Howard is like the originator of sword and sorcery. This was like stuff in the 1930s, old pulp magazines and such.
Okay, so
I'm a big fan of that old stuff.
So can we say with that history, right? How it's almost like a curse with damn. So can we say that when other people that's within the things that you do, which we're going to get to later, when they hear Carlos the Gray, they're going to say, "Damn, he's coming!" Right? That's what it is.
I hope not, because I kind of want people to be like, "Hey."
No. I'm talking about the competition.
Competition. Man, I really only compete with myself, man. Realistically, that's the only person you should be competing with.
Okay.
Good on everybody else, but I got to focus on me, and I'm the guy who has to wake up with me every day. That's the competition. That's the guy I got to be better than every single day.
No, I feel you. Every day we got to be better than we were the day before.
Yeah,
right?
that's the game right there.
I like that. Oh man. So I want to so before we get into like the paintings and everything, always wanted to ask about the military background.
Was in the Navy.
No.
You go ahead. You go.
But what made you join? What made you just like? What was the reason for going to the military?
Man, to be honest, there wasn't any real reason. What happened was just I met a recruiter at school after I took an ASVAB. Everybody in high school took a test, and basically they just kept knocking on the door, and I was like, I'm bored. Which is funny because I actually come from a military family.
Okay.
Like my grandfather being in the Army, uncles, being Army and Air Force. So I was like, it just fits. But there was no real like, oh yeah, I'm Joe. It was nothing like that.
Okay, so it wasn't like I want to go out there and fight.
Yeah, it wasn't. No, man. And mind you, I graduated in 2001.
Okay.
Before everything that happened in September 11. So this wasn't like I'm joining because, the situation. This was way before, it was before, months before. So it was straight from high school, graduate. I didn't even have a summer vacation. Went to basic training. While I was in basic training, everything happened with the towers. So
okay.
It was crazy.
Now, did you had first of all, what division were you in the military?
I was an engineer, machinist mate in the Navy.
Okay.
Only military people would know what that is.
Now, no, if you want to just explain just a little bit, just for the people just to know exactly.
I worked on what was that, a steam powered engine ship. I was stationed in Japan. I lived over there for 4 years, and I traveled around. Obviously, with the Navy, you travel to different countries.
Now, was that one of the perks for you for being able to travel and
travel was definitely a huge perk. I mean, I get to say and tell stories about different places. I know there's like a big thing now where everybody who loves like anime and stuff like that. So I actually got to see a lot of cool stuff while I was over there in person, you know.
Okay, now not to dive into that more, in Japan, being there for 4 years, did it inspire anything as you were there throughout the years?
I would say that, I mean,
we have we see the painting in the background. So
yeah, it's just drawing that I'm still drawing. I'm still working on that one.
So being in Japan and being around just like the anime and all that other stuff, and then also seeing the world, did it inspire the artist in you at this very moment?
Man, I had always been into art since I was young. Okay. So, but Japan was just cool because of it's a big culture shock. Seeing different things. I mean, coming from Florida, everything's flat. So, actually seeing like mountainous areas and stuff like that, it was different. But that was also in other different countries where I got to see that too.
Okay. So now the drawing and the paintings, you said you've been you enjoyed that as a child.
Yeah.
At what point when you got older, you like, this is what I want to take serious. I want to put this type of work out here for the world to see.
Man, I think I got hit with that bug. I had always been a fan of it, but then it wasn't until the whole thing where I found out about Bob Ross having a school here up in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, where I was like, you know what, that's a pretty cool opportunity, because I never knew that he had a school here. Originally, before that, I had always been a huge fan of more of the hyper realism fantasy stuff. I was a huge fan of Boris Vallejo, Julie Bell, his wife, Frank Frazetta. I think a lot of people who know all those names. And yeah, that was kind of like my thing. That's what I wanted to do. But then eventually it was like, man, I need to do something else with this. And then I just kind of stumbled across the whole thing with the Bob Ross workshop. And then I was like, you know what, let me go check this out. And then there was this whole thing about being an instructor. And I jumped right in, and here I am. Most people were like, oh my God, I love your paintings. And which I never imagined myself as a Bob Ross instructor.
Hey, listen, that's an amazing thing. So being in I always tell you, I call it the Bob Ross University. But being in that environment, I call it what experience did you gain learning his paintings and then how it affected and went with yours? How did you adapt that to your style of painting?
Man, his technique is amazing, and which is something that anybody can learn. That's the whole thing with the instructors. But it's, if you've ever seen any of his work, I mean, and this stuff is in New Smyrna. If anybody ever wants to go up there to the workshop and actually see like Bob Ross paintings, that's definitely a place to go check it out. That technique was one of the big things. The whole wet on wet technique, just how to lay down the mountains, work with the trees, big scenery, big backgrounds. So that was a big help with just adding something to, let's say, if I paint, because I did a competition years ago where I did a painting of my face, and so then I was like, hey, man, I need a really cool background. So boom, all that, the mountain scenes with the northern lights, the trees, big snow field, you know. So it's mainly the technique, and definitely something I enjoy, and definitely something I like to share so people could learn how to do it. I promise you, anyone can learn how to do it. It looks intimidating, but I promise you, people can learn how to do it, and they can do it themselves.
And I think that's what it is. I think at first you think of painting, you think of all these painters do, and it's just like, damn man, that's a little bit too much.
Oh yeah. A
But
lot of people will be like, "Oh man, there's no way I could do that." I'm like, you'd be surprised. You'd really be surprised at yourself or what you could be, what you can do.
now, when it comes to instructing, did they have you guys do that over there? Did they have you like with the black background and the canvas, and
Yeah,
you sit there and you did so
yeah,
you actually did that as well?
yeah. They timed us. We were separated into groups, and we were told to paint a certain painting, and we had to do it in 30 minutes or less. And you had to be very verbal and explain. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
next now I'm going to lay down this tree and put it down with the fan
And then
brush.
what colors you're gonna use and how you're
Yeah.
gonna
Next
mix
we're
them.
gonna.
Now we need those videos. I
Oh
need
man,
those videos.
I got like one video up on YouTube that I did for what was it, the Bob Ross? It was like a birthday celebration. So anybody who could go check it out.
Hey, that link will be in the description. Okay, we're gonna put that link in the description, people, for y'all can watch that video.
Oh
It's
man,
gonna be
it's
great.
pretty. I love doing it. It was pretty cool.
No, definitely. Now, recently, I saw the painting that you did with the beach and the waves, and then that circular canvas.
Yeah.
Now, what was that canvas called again?
I think if I remember, it was called the Cortex.
It was like a circular cortex, something like that.
It has because they had this. It's circular, but it had like these spherical shaped rounded edges.
It had like a frisbee look to it. That's the best way I could put it. Now, so this is my first time ever seeing a different type of canvas besides the whole square, rectangle, whatever the case is. Now, are there different shapes of canvases, and if so, what's the purpose for them? And
Just for display purposes, really. I mean, if I wanted to,
okay.
I've done things where I would take a regular canvas. It could be like a 36 by 36 or a 36 by 24, and I did like silhouettes inside. And it's just to kind of make things pop. But I have seen crazy canvases in the shapes of like pentagons and stars. But I try to keep it simple for myself too, because the one with the edges, I mean, it wasn't anything crazy difficult, but you still have to kind of work your way around it because I want to make sure that the paint is all the way. Like when you go look at the sides, it's painted all the way around. So
yeah. It was a dope painting. It was a dope painting. I was definitely. I showed the missus and she loved it. So so with painting and the imaginations that you need to have, and the innovations, how do you transfer that into your photography? Because you're also a photographer. By the way, everyone that's listening to this is a man that's jack of all trades. I mean, we're going from military man to painter, photography, and there's much more. So don't let his modest behavior. This man is a jack of all trades right now. Okay,
it's kind of weird because sometimes it's hard to tell people all the things that I do. Because it sounds so. It's almost I almost sound like I'm lying to you. Sometimes I'm like, man, this sounds like I'm talking too much. Let me shut up.
Nah. I don't believe you can ever talk too much if it's the truth. When it's definitely the truth, you can't put what.
Well, I mean, yes, I come with receipts.
Yeah, you definitely come with receipts. It's okay. So yeah, so So how does your painting help you with your photography, or even vice versa? Like, how do they go hand in hand?
They do.
Okay.
Man, it's even hard to put into words because it's almost like it's just a visual. It's you have paintings that, I mean, you're once you get the technique down, you kind of know just, I want to do this, I want to do that. With the photography, it helps a lot because again, you get a visual of scenes. So sometimes I'll go to maybe park, or even like when I've been out to like when I was in Vegas at the Red Rock Canyon area, just the mountainous areas, the deserts, all that stuff, and you put all this stuff into your head. You imagine what you're gonna put down on canvas. So yeah, it goes hand in hand. I think most artists have done photography, or at least are involved in it. Because if I remember
Okay.
correctly, Bob Ross did mention that in a video where he liked to take pictures when he used to be out in Alaska, stationed out there. 'Cause he was in the Air Force.
Okay.
So yeah, he used to do photos too, and I mean, yeah, and that brings a lot of inspiration, thought, thought processing about, okay, I really like this, and then you just start adding things to it.
Okay. Um. Now with the photography part, what is it that you like the most when it comes to
Uh,
photography?
Personally, I
Yeah.
consider myself a wildlife photographer, even though I have
Oh,
worked with like, models and even little small events here and there. But to me, wildlife, that's like my thing.
okay. So you would prefer to do more wildlife, but you don't mind doing but you don't mind having the the
I
the,
got
the
to be
model
careful how I word
aspects.
that. Preferring, I
No, no,
wouldn't say prefer, but it's I would do more of the wildlife.
you okay,
Yes.
okay, okay, okay. No, no, definitely, and still be into
Yeah.
with
If somebody
the
want to do,
models
we have
and,
photos and such. Yeah, I'm all
and
down for that. But yeah, I
the
would,
weddings, families, or
yes.
all the other stuff.
But I'd rather
Okay.
be, like 5 foot away from a crocodile that's about to kill me.
You would like to be found away
Yeah,
from
because that's where you get the good shot. It's like there it is. It's
no,
like,
that
oh, wait, how close are you getting? Shh, I got this.
now what are the different type of lenses help you to seem like you're closer instead of
Yes,
having to get
telephoto zoom
close?
lenses, of course.
But do
But
you love the thrill of being close? Do you love that thrill?
I would say that yes, when I was younger, yeah, I would use the word thrill. Now I'm a little bit more cautious. You live and you learn. Uh,
Yeah, bet.
but it's I imagine like, man, I have the experience with certain wildlife. So to
Mhm.
me, it's like, okay, I know I can get a better shot if I was closer. I don't advise
Okay.
that to everyone. Okay. I'm just saying with my experience that I can get a little closer. But that's all, depending on scenarios and such.
Okay. Now, I would like more like to know um what made you want to pick up a camera and just start snapping photos and
Again, it's always a thing about in my head, I'm like, that would be a cool shot. And I remember starting with little point and shoot cameras and always, it'd be like, oh, this is cool. Let me take a picture of this. Oh, this is cool. Obviously with working with like, snakes and such, I was always like, oh,
Mhm.
this would be cool to, take a picture of this, take a picture with this. And then it evolved into just, man, this has got to be better. I think what really, of all things that made me really go, okay, you know what? I need to go get like a real SLR, DSLR. Like I really need to take this serious. I was taking pictures of the moon with a point and shoot. And I was, no matter to me, well, to other people, I would show them and they'd be like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I'm like, I'm my own worst critic. That's not good.
Real quick to the people that don't know, what is it? What does he say?
A DSLR, a
A
digital, yeah,
DSLR.
the big fancy cameras with the
There
big
you go.
lenses attached.
There you go. Just for someone that didn't know. There
Yeah,
you
so
go.
it's not an
Go ahead.
iPhone or anything like that. It's those big fancy cameras, those professional photographers use.
There you go. Go ahead, continue.
No, but like
Like,
I was saying, it was me always being my worst, my always my the worst critic. I always
yeah.
critique myself. I always like, that sucks, do better. That sucks, do better. There's always a voice that sucks. You can do better. You can do better. And I still
Somebody,
to this day do that. I'm like, hey, I can do better. It's that.
somebody, you could do better, boy. There you go. There you go. By the
Uh,
way, that's Kratos to me.
all
If you
right.
guys, if you guys have not just put it together already, that voice is Kratos all the way, and that's him being normal. That's not him trying to be Kratos. That's just him.
And sometimes I
That
have
is.
to talk like this because some people think I'm screaming at them.
You're too loud.
Oh
Stop
man.
it. Now you have this saying that is always funny when you say, I shot this with a potato.
It's an old photographer joke about again, I make fun of myself too with a lot of stuff. Like, because again, I'm like, I don't ever want to come across as a big snob when it comes to anything really. So, I don't ever want to be like I remember doing like an event and I came with all this equipment, and other people were like, "Oh my God, look at that!" Da, 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 da. So I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." But I'm like, "Okay, cool." I don't want to come off as a jerk, like snobby, because I have all this cool equipment. So I'm one guy. I remember I had like an extra tripod. I let him borrow it. I was being very social with people because again, I'm just like, well, I don't want people to think I'm just like this. I'm better than you kind of crap. Yeah, I was, so yeah, is it Tuesday?
so so that's just your way of just let's say you got a comedy relief of pressure, just joking, just being funny.
Yeah.
I shot this with a potato,
Yeah,
But that's also
yeah.
you being a little cocky, like, yeah, that was good. I shot it with a potato. Like
Yeah, just because I'd be like, what is he talking about? I'm like, dude, that whole thing came from somebody, it's an old joke. From people who used to take pictures from like those old flip phones. Okay. And it was all over pixelated and real horrible. So yeah, I'm like, I'm the worst photographer ever. I'm the worst everything.
Now to backtrack a little, while being in Japan for those 4 years, and you said you had the culture shock, which means like just the food they eat, how they go about life, the anime and all that other stuff.
Not even. I'll let you go. No, because I was gonna I love Japanese people. I love Japanese people, man. They were the most loyal, I mean, they are so just, it's a culture shock because you go over there, I will drop a penny out of my pocket at a train station or something. Someone will see that, pick up that penny, and they will run a mile to give that penny back to me.
Wow.
All right. That's how it is in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah.
That could be a culture shock.
You're like, because it's a penny, but over there, man, it's like it's so much respect. It's such a culture full of like honor. And it's very like, hey, you dropped this. And they'll run. I mean, them people were over there, bro. Yeah.
Now, so being over there, did that transform you? Help within everything that you do now with the paintings and the photography and how you approach things forward in life, just because of experiencing that for 4 years.
Yeah, it adds to it. It adds, it adds to everything from just experience being over there, knowing about that culture, respecting it. Yeah.
And they're very and the taste of food is very different, right?
Yes. They love things from the ocean.
So being out there, were you introduced to the animals out there that you deal with now? Because you have this love for animals that to me it's mind blowing, because you're the only person I know just like, yo, y'all want to see some crazy stuff? That's the man there.
You know what? No, I actually didn't start getting into the whole wildlife enthusiast thing
Yeah.
Until I came back. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, like I was never afraid of picking up a snake or a bug of any type. Things like that never scared me. Like, how some people would be like terrified of a flying roach. I
Yeah.
laugh at that, and then I would go grab the roach and come chase you down with it.
By the way, we have photographer and painter and wildlife enthusiast. I just want to put that out there, the jack of all trades right now. Okay, jack of all trades, and we're gonna dive into this wildlife, because this wildlife thing to me is amazing.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
I'm gonna put pictures up for you guys to see, because I think it's just dope, and I just want to know more. So what got you into the whole wildlife experience,
Uh,
this wildlife journey?
you know what? It was funny. All right, so I remember in basic training, after I got out of basic training, and then I went across the street to NTC up in North Chicago. Um, there was a mall. Who was it there? Gurney Mills Mall, was it? Yeah, it was Gurney Mills Mall, and there was a place called. It was like a reptile place called
Okay.
Serpent Safari, and I think they shut down. I'm pretty sure they did. I remember looking it up. So if I remember correctly, it was across the Rainforest Cafe. I went in there, and in the front, it looks like a regular, I guess you'd call a pet store. And I remember seeing like scorpions and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And me not knowing, it's like for sale. I'm like, you could buy that? Wait, what? I'm like, wait, you could buy that? And then I remember that it was like a zoo. You would pay like some type of admission, and around there, and you'd go see like these giant snakes and monitor lizards and such. And so yeah, after I had got out of the military, I was like, huh. And I went around. I was like, hey, this is cool. Like, I could go buy a scorpion. So I remember when I saw this years ago, I'm gonna go buy one. And then I
And
bought
mind you,
like,
people, not everybody wants scorpions.
oh,
Go ahead.
I'd advise to be careful.
Please, please.
Yeah, because I remember you were talking to me about, hey, wait, that thing glows blue.
Yes, yeah. Oh, mind you, listen, I'm thinking this man had like paid bucks and loads of money for a scorpion that was blue. And it was like, matter of fact, if everyone has seen this, it's like the blue on the background of my logo right there. Okay. And I'm just like, yo, this man got a blue scorpion. And I'm like, this is crazy. But come to find out, it wasn't blue. It was something else. Go ahead and
Yeah, it
explain
was
that to them. Let
the
them know what's up.
scorpions, especially the darker colored ones. They all glow that turquoise bluish color under black light. And if I remember reading, I don't think scientists can still to this day explain, yeah, all scorpions glow under black light. It's a
That's
part of their
crazy.
exoskeleton. I couldn't tell you why, and if I remember correctly, reading, I don't think anyone can really still to this day explain it. I could be wrong though.
Okay. All right. So now I remember plenty of times where I've seen you uh uh take pictures with lions and other wildlife animals. I think it was in a zoo or something. I remember used to go to the zoo. So what was that like? Like how was it just being in there with those type of aggressive animals that people would say? Because I know you might see them differently than how the rest of the world would see them, or how other people would see them. So how was that? Like how was that interaction with those animals face
It
to
was
face?
cool. Again, there was always supervision there, so I don't want everyone to think, oh, you just throw yourself in there with lions. No, it's not like that. This was a wildlife sanctuary where they had a lot of rescues and such. Um, and yeah, I interacted just to kind of learn about them. Some of them had always been in captivity, so it wasn't anything like they were right out of the wild or that stuff's illegal. But yeah, it was something it was an animal that may have been in captivity basically its whole life. It was born in captivity. So you could interact with them, but just remember you can't take the wild out of it.
Hmm.
it was being cautious. But again, it was
Okay.
more about learning, about interacting with them. One animal is never going to be the same as the other. So, it's one lion and the other lion are not going to act the same. They're all their own, they all have their own personality.
So is it about being more cautious and knowledgeable, but I mean, but a little bit just more cautious, even though you have the knowledge of how to interact with them, because you may never know how they're going to react, or you always have to just be wary of how they react towards you, what you do.
Yeah, it was just about learning to interact with them. And
Okay.
that was it. Because I mean, I'm no expert at anything. That's why I am a enthusiast. That's all I am. I don't claim to be, this, that, or the other, a zoologist or anything like that. I'm a
Well,
big
I
fan of wildlife. I love wildlife conservation. I'm all for, learning, educating yourself about wildlife, and not always touching it. Because again, I think when you're younger, and anybody who's ever done this, when you're younger, it's more about, oh, look how cool I look.
mm-hmm.
But now you're like, it's not about me. Now it's more about educating people about that animal.
Okay. No, because you the way you handle your snakes are pretty awesome.
Yeah, and and all that stuff I have to do very cautiously, because there's gonna be some things you won't see, like the times that they bite me. And that's something I do not glorify. I'm like, oh, I've had some really nasty bites. But hey,
Oh,
you play with fire. That's what happens.
that you get burned.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet they're pretty powerful because your snakes are not small. So
Some of them are, yeah, they'll bite you and cause some pretty severe damage.
Now those injuries, are they mostly arm based? Nowhere near like any vital
Yeah,
organs.
mainly arm based. Again, I've
Okay.
never been the type to be super crazy with
Okay.
anything that I've ever handled, and I've handled everything from big pythons to your venomous snakes and such. So, but I've always been cautious. I've never been bit by anything venomous. Uh, I've done dumb things, but not to the point where it almost cost me a finger or anything like that.
Okay. Okay. Now I definitely seen you use some of your snakes and some of your photos for models, right?
Mhm.
Now are the models usually a little hesitant at first, or are they
Of course. Yeah.
okay? So what do you do to calm it down, to let them know that everything is safe? How do you handle the snake to make sure the snakes feel comfortable and not threatened to move in any ways?
It's
Because
all about again, it's the experience with behaviors.
mhm,
Everything that I own is, for the most part, very placid, very chill. Excuse me. Um, I would never take anything that I feel is dangerous, like, or could bite someone, to a
mhm,
shoot or anything like that. I would never do that. And for whatever reason, if I have something set where someone's like, hey, I want to use a snake for a shoot or something, um, I make sure that it's chill. And if I see any type of behavior where it feels stressed or anything like that, I'm like, yeah, sorry, man, this can't happen today. Or you're either I go try to find something else, or I'll just be like, sorry, man, you're gonna have to find either somebody else or we're gonna have to reschedule. Guys, I'm not gonna take something on a set and get somebody injured or hurt.
no, that's a big
Yeah,
responsibility. So
huge responsibility. People gotta be, I know lots of people love taking pictures and stuff like that, but for anybody who has these animals, I'm sure they are like, all right, we got to be very careful, because anything with teeth bites. That's just the reality.
that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, because I mean, if I took a dog to a set, something could happen. You stress out the animal in any way. It's it feels scared for whatever reason. But anything with teeth bites, so I'm always cautious about that stuff.
Okay. Now, how you feel about all the pythons that being let loose into the Everglades? How these owners go ahead and buy these exotic snakes or whatever, and then they just throw it away, basically leave them out there, and how they taking over. How do you feel the approach of what's being taken to handle that?
Well, for one, I don't really believe or buy into the hype that everybody's just letting everything go. because
Okay.
there's other situations that have happened. Most people know about Hurricane Andrew and about what happened down in Miami. A lot of animals got loose like that. Uh, yes, I know that there may be some people who are irresponsible and let things go, but a lot of the wildlife that you see out here has to do more with shipments. Some animals come here from other countries through shipments. Um, then there's just, I mean, that's one of the big ones. Uh, Obviously, an animal like a python can thrive in this, jungle that we have down here, the swampland.
that
Yeah, but again, I'm not a big believer. I don't really believe people are out here just letting things go. Yes, there are some, so yeah, but it's not like everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, I just bought this little turtle. I don't like it." It
and
isn't really.
that,
Yeah, no, that's the thing. A lot of people, I think, exaggerate that. I know some people will argue that, but I'm like, nah, man. I don't believe that. I don't believe people are out here all the time just buying stuff, throwing it out, buying stuff, throwing it out.
I mean,
I've
definitely get.
rescued some animals before. Some people are like, "Hey, I have this, that, or the other. Can you take it?" I'll either, I'll take it, take care of it. Certain things, I'll be like, "Okay, I can't take care of it, but I'll see if somebody else can rehome it." I do my best to, do that rehoming and such.
Or give it
Because
like
because there
research.
is always the threat of somebody who doesn't know any better and releases, something, and then it causes a huge problem. We have a huge problem with that, but one of the biggest problems we have in Florida is feral cats, and they kill so many native species of bird and whatnot. So,
I mean, the wildlife out here, it is a little nutty.
yeah, anytime you turn on Facebook, there's some Florida man gets bit by.
I mean,
I live, yeah, we live in the jungle down here. So
no, we definitely live in some sort of jungle out here. Now, did you ever, while you was out there? I mean, I know you went to comic books and all that. So did you dive into the comic books, into the anime and everything, while you was out of Japan? Like,
not like that. No, no, not like
not
I
like
wouldn't say I
okay.
saw it, but I was never really
Oh, in Japan,
hard.
to be the mangas. Sorry, let me
Yeah,
just
you
correct
you you
myself.
would think that I'm like, oh, I'm in
Yeah,
Japan, but no,
yeah.
I wasn't. I really wasn't. I mean, obviously, I
Okay.
loved American comic books and such, but when I was over there, it wasn't really like that. Then when I got back to the States, I'm like, you idiot.
Like I could have brought some of this back with
Oh,
me.
what was I thinking? What are you doing?
These special toys are out here.
Oh man, I'm in the mainland of where all this stuff comes from, and I wasn't thinking. But again, it wasn't really a thing for me. Later on, I'll become a bigger fan of things like Berserk and what was another one that I used to watch?
You look like a Berserk fan.
I love
Just
Berserk.
your
I
baggy
love
style. You
that
look
was
like
like
no.
it's just because that has that fantasy thing. And I'm a huge
Yeah.
fantasy fan. Like anything with
Okay.
Tolkien, Robert E. Howard, Robert Jordan.
Okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, Berserk was just like, man, this is wow. This is, first I saw the anime and I was like, oh my god. I don't know if you ever saw the '97 anime.
No, I saw that, and I saw some of the new ones, and I saw the new ones as
Okay,
well.
yeah. So and
It's gritty, and
very, very
it's
dark. But in the '90s, not to get into spoilers, but it ends in a way where you're like, wait, what happened? So what happened after that? I was like, I needed answers. That was such a depressing ending. And anybody who's ever seen, anyone who's ever watched Berserk on that last episode knows you're just like,
it will leave you with your jaw dropping and asking lots of questions, like what's going
yeah.
on.
And so that I was that guy, like, what happens? No, I got to find out. So then I got hardcore into the mangas and I found out what happened. And unfortunately, Kentaro Miura passed away last
Yeah,
year. Yeah. And
yeah.
so now we will truly never know what happened.
I think we. I mean, who knows? Hopefully, there was an apprentice or something that it could take over.
I would hope. I even ordered like the last manga, all in Japanese from Japan that was out that he made. That was his original stuff. So I have it still sealed up over here.
Does a part of you just want to rip that seal and just take it out and just open it and just read it, just look at it, and then kind of
well, I mean, if I open it, I won't understand it. It's all in Japanese, but yeah, listen, I want to to look at the artwork and to see like this is the last piece that is out by by Kentaro, and just like, man, this sucks, man. It's like I really wanted to know how everything with Guts and Casca and Griffith.
Man, it was really. I'm just talking about it now. Just even hearing Berserk, I might have to go back and rewatch it again. Just because it's that.
I like you'll hear this from everybody. Read the manga.
Oh yeah, but I think that's what any anime nowadays.
Yeah.
The manga. You want to read the manga.
Read the manga, and because
but
super dark. Just warning.
I believe for the animes more, it's just to see the action, right?
Yeah. I think a lot of people. Same thing with the 1990s X-Men. For a lot of people, that was a huge introduction into Marvel.
Yes,
X-Men.
Yes. For me, it was. For me,
it was. I'm hearing that they're revamping the original series, like they're bringing it back. So
no, they are.
So I can't wait for that. I'm kind of like
they're giving it that great look.
And I think they said that most of all the original voices are coming back to play their characters,
which is great. I think the kids of now who didn't get to see the things that put us on that's making everything now, right? Everything that's popping off now, get to see where it kind of started for most people. Was that on that Fox channel?
That was with the X-Men, and then Marvel. Y'all better remember the original Marvel movie that was really like it, Blade.
I don't.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. A lot of people don't remember that,
what
Marvel was still trying to do its thing, but it wasn't until Blade hit that everyone is like, oh, man, that's a really cool. Oh, that's based on a Marvel comic book? But then later on, that's when the Avengers and everything blew up.
I think Blade gets overlooked.
Yeah.
Because of the movie, though. The movies wasn't the greatest.
I mean, back then they were, though. I thought they were.
Part 3 was not. Part 3 was not amazing.
Okay.
Let's be real about that. Part 3 was not amazing.
I give you that. But that Blade, when it would first hit theaters and you went to see it, you're like,
no, I think 1 and 2 was definitely a thing. Like, Blade.
Yeah.
And then and I think for a lot of people back then, it was shocked that it was an actual Marvel character, right? It was just like, oh wow. And then it's just like, poof, into the back.
But hey, man, some of the cheesy stuff too. Like I don't remember. I don't know if you've ever seen Dolph Lundgren's Punisher.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
That was another one. I love that movie. It's cheesy, it's corny, but it's so cool, man. I love that movie.
Okay, so all those Marvel mistakes, all those Marvel movies that were just cheesy, corny, and it was like great at its time. It was the buildup for what we got in these past couple of years, right? 10, 11 years. When it comes
I think that has to do with. Well, obviously, it has to do with a lot of production costs. How much money people, and obviously Disney now owns the rights to all that. So they're like, we're going to make big money.
Oh, no, but Disney, you got all the money in the world to do whatever you want.
But it really was. And I'm so happy that they finally have all the rights to, X-Men and such. So
yes. Not the only thing that they're missing the rights to is the Hulk.
Yes. Yes.
They need the rights to the Hulk for it for us to get a very good Hulk movie. Because all we're getting is Hulk features. And we also have gotten very soft, lost Hulk. Like like Thanos put the fear in that guy, and and Hawk has not been the same ever since.
Thanos put hands on everybody. That guy,
he put the hands on so bad when he heard his name, he said no.
Thanos is never gonna be forgotten, man. He is that guy. It's gonna be hard. I wouldn't even say hard, no, but it's gonna be just a little tough to get someone to be put on that level of ability.
Well, the actor did a great job, right?
Yeah.
He did a great job portraying this powerful Marvel enemy, this villain.
But I do enjoy the buildup. I mean, obviously you gotta set it,
No, definitely started from Iron Man, seeing the future, and then going to all these movies. So it was great.
And I love how he really was like, "Yo, I got hands."
Yeah. Oh no.
Thanos was like, "I got hands."
I got hands. You can take the rings and you still get your ass. You get beat.
This big purple chin. Don't get it confused now. It ain't glass, bro.
Wait, I can take a whole lot of hits with this chin. Hey, think about it. They needed a snap to defeat him. They needed an all-powerful snap to defeat this man, because that one-on-one wasn't going to happen.
Hey, I think, people, when that first, what was it there? Infinity
Wars?
Yeah. Wait, he won? Yeah, he won.
Yeah.
You're never going to take that from him. He won.
Oh, he had a big W, by the way.
Yeah, he won, but that was it.
Now, do you think that the Marvel... Do you think Disney has saturated like this Marvel thing where they're trying to do too much instead of just trying to give quality stuff? And the only reason why I asked that is because we all see... I don't know if you've seen WandaVision.
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, but you did see Doctor Strange.
Yes.
And so in the Doctor Strange movie, she's there and the kids or whatever the case is, right? I believe that buildup could have been done in the movie. Now I know the show is there to introduce other Marvel characters and villains, but you believe they're just trying too much as to fit so much in, and it's almost like it cuts the quality of some of these movies or some of these shows? Because I feel like Doctor Strange was not a top tier Marvel movie. It was a great introduction to everything else to come movie.
Well, I think what was difficult about that was how do you go from Spider-Man to Doctor Strange? That's the thing. I'm a fan no matter what. It's all enjoyable. But I did not have that expectation going into Doctor Strange after watching Spider-Man. What was that, last December? I'm like, man, that was...
Well, so for me, the expectation was high because I know what Spider-Man, Doctor Strange in the movie meant multiple universes, especially with all the Spider-Mans that came in. If you haven't watched the movie yet, that's your fault. So if anyone that's watching, you haven't watched the Spider-Man movie,
you haven't seen it,
it's your fault. So with the multi-universe being introduced in the Spider-Man movie, and then with the WandaVision happening before, and then the Doctor Strange, and so to me, Doctor Strange, I'm thinking, yo, this is going to be crazy.
I think they should have done a better. But then again, it's all built up. I can't beat it up too much. I'm not, I'm not one of those guys that gets, oh my God, I can't believe it. I wish
I know
with the Illuminati thing, again, spoilers, Professor Xavier and
Richard Reeves.
Yeah, Richard Reeves. With that whole thing, it should have been bigger. These are huge characters, and they're just there.
And a huge character, especially with the captain, the version of Captain America that they had there. I forgot. Captain Carter. We're having Captain Carter there. It should have been big because they did. All of them should have been bigger. They got, Captain Carter got introduced into the What If series on Disney Plus. So it's one of those things where it's just like, they gave them such a small window of appearance.
That's the thing. I don't like that. I should have been, the way they should have done it, my opinion, is that same hype when you first saw Spider-Man in Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
When you saw him, And you're like, most people who are big fans, you're like, whoa, they finally did it. They finally did something with Sony. It should have been on that level. Like when I saw Professor Xavier played by Patrick Stewart back on the screen, I'm like, that's so cool.
And in the yellow and up in the yellow,
and with the music from the animated.
Oh, you heard?
Yeah, I heard it. I was like,
I got happy. Ain't gonna lie.
So as much as I'm smiling about that, it should have been even more. Like there should have been something more with it. I will give it that the violence was amped up.
No, it was amped up, but
I feel violence was definitely amped up.
I feel like his interaction, Professor X interaction, with Scarlet should have been way better. Should have been like a nice battle with the minds because
true. You're very correct. Yes.
It just seemed like he read her mind. He's trying to tell her, and then she came in and snapped his neck, and it was just like, hey, what's going on?
I like the horror aspect of that though.
Yeah.
When she came, she's like a witch. Yeah, I thought that was cool, but again, it should have been done a little different. But that's
it's funny because and also a lot of people complain about Richard Reed's character, how he was just so soft and like, hey,
I think for a character like him, they did him wrong. Like I think,
but that's him though. He's never been the first. He's never been violent first. He's always been want to be logical and come to terms. I just didn't like how they didn't give him.
But imagine
space to fight though.
Imagine not knowing who any of these people are, and coming to watch this movie and going, oh, that dude's lame.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's not.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think they did him dirty. The fight scene should have been a little, I guess, longer, but those guys, like, oh man, what's his name? Black Bolt?
Yes.
Wow. That was
like
finish
that.
Him.
Like
that was Mortal Kombat.
I just like that. It was just like Rich Reed was just like Scarlet, just know it just with one word or anything, he could just take you out. And she was like, with what mouth? And you look over and it's just like, oh, how did she just do that? Like, so, but once again, right? It was an introduction to what's to come. Basically, there's other universes, so there's other ways for X-Men to be introduced. I'm just hoping if they do bring back Professor X, they do bring
that's kind of what scares me. That was Professor X from what looked like they were hinting at from the cartoon. So you're telling me they killed the cartoon X-Men version?
No, but in one universe, there's
I was like,
more. So I'm
hoping that
they bring back the cartoon version.
Yeah, that's another one because I would be upset. They played the music and everything.
If they don't do that, there's gonna be a lot of angry fans out here. By the way,
now the question is Patrick Stewart gonna play Professor Xavier?
I don't know, man. They may look old, man.
is he going to be the Xavier in the next X-Men? Because from what I heard, and all this is all rumor, it's they are going to have all the X-Men appear in different movies. Just have appearances to bring them into the Marvel universe, one by one or a few at a time, and then finally do an X-Men movie. Kind of like how they did with the Avengers.
Yeah,
where all the people would start appearing in different movies,
or like some of them would appear at the end, and the next they had their own movies coming out because they've done that as well plenty of times.
Then boom, finally they're gonna use the same formula for the Avengers and get them rolling.
We'll see. I like I said, I just feel like they're trying a lot with a lot of things. WandaVision could, like I said, could have fit in the movie, could have fit in the Doctor Strange movie or whatever. What is it? Falcon and Winter Soldier was really good. I like that.
That was good. I really loved it.
I really enjoyed that one, especially the transition to Captain America. Loki's definitely awesome. The introduction to Kang, and the actor who's playing it, which is great, and I have fun with that. What was the other one that they dropped on Disney Plus? Was there another one?
I know. Was it Moon Knight?
Oh, Moon Knight. I did not finish watching that. I think the reason why I stopped being interested in it because they just said it just dropped in one season.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but I want to see how this one season is gonna put him into anything. But that's what I mean, right? We have all these Marvel characters. Are they gonna try to bring them into movies, or some of them are just gonna be like, you know what, these are gonna be like the side Marvel characters. Here's a show.
Who really knows at this point, because they have so much to work with. At least,
Yeah.
What is it? I'm definitely ready for Thor: Love and Thunder.
That you know, it's funny. A lot of people are shunning that movie as if that movie's going to be horrible, but people don't realize that this is great because you have a superhero deciding to like, yo, I'm done trying to be the superhero, and I just kind of I want to live.
Yeah, I don't really listen to much of all that with everyone getting upset.
I don't. I just think it's funny how people right away are judging something that's nowhere near out and don't even look at a bigger picture of what's being said.
Yeah, what character and what actor they said the same thing about, that everyone's like, oh, this is gonna be so bad. How dare they? Heath Ledger, Joker, Dark Knight.
And he amazing.
But amazing. I remember they were like, oh no, I can't believe they have him playing. I remember all that.
I think people are too quick to judge actors on what movies they were in.
Not even like they never even read comics or anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Who are like, they're just movie buffs who know nothing about these characters. I mean, I'm not claiming to be like this knowledgeable guy about all comic books or nothing, but I mean, I did read them and I do have them.
I've done that's what it is. You know, so and you're gonna have the opinions of others without anyone watching or seeing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, Moon Knight definitely I'm going to watch. I think I didn't watch it at first because I was just so mad them saying, oh, it's gonna be one season. I'm like, man, why are they gonna do that for?
I think it has something to do with the what's his name? The actor who plays him.
That plays Moon Knight?
Yeah. Bro, this guy's been in so much stuff and I can never remember his name.
Isn't it like Oscar or Isaiah, something like that?
Yeah, Isaac, I think Oscar Isaac, I think, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think it's because he did something where he only signed for one season. I think it has something to do.
And I think he's doing something else.
Yeah, I think it has to do something with his contract. So.
Okay. But now, I'm like I said, I'm ready. She-Hulk. I'm ready to see.
I'm not sold on that. I saw it. I'm just still like, we'll wait.
No. That's a definitely. I want to wait and see what they do with that. But yeah, that's just it is what it is, man. Which is
for me, I'm Black Panther 2. I really want to see.
That's the one. They can't mess up.
That is so. It's such a delicate thing.
Yeah. No, Chad. He put his stamp on that.
Yeah, man.
And my thing is, he not only sold that character in the movies, but he made it an inspiration.
Yeah.
For everyone. It was
big. I saw it opening night. It was huge. It was a big deal. And I hope Black Panther 2 is going to be a huge, big deal. I think it's going to be on my birthday this year. So,
which is no, we're going to the movie. Though.
Yeah, I opening night. It's my birthday. I definitely want to go watch that. Black Panther 2. There's so many things that I'm gonna guess. Obviously with his sister, does she take it? Are they gonna bring back Killmonger? Don't know. Obviously, I know about Prince Namor, Submariner. He's in it. I did hear and seen that Riri Williams is gonna be in it.
Okay.
Ironheart.
Yes.
So I'm like,
and think about it. That movie is gonna be the introduction to Ironheart.
Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting.
So we got lots coming up.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Nah, I appreciate this. I appreciate you coming on tonight,
you, man. I love this. I've never done anything with podcasts or ever been involved in it.
Hey, there's many more.
I'm here for it. I can't wait to see the next guest. All the people that you bring on. I'm going to be paying attention.
It's going to be fun. Like I said, I definitely got some things to plan with this one, and I want every episode to be as special as the first one, to be great as the other ones. I want everyone that's on here to showcase, and I want to be able to talk about the things that they do, put it to light, and people to be able to watch it. I call it while you're here, give out your handles, let them know what's really good, let them know what you're working on, and tell people what to look forward to. Go ahead, man.
I mean, obviously, I just promote my little old Instagram, Crom the Gray. You can come see some of my paintings, photographs that I've done, other little funny, stupid stuff that I do. I like to joke around a lot. Um, yeah, I was published in a book. I'll probably, I'll right here. Here's a picture. I had 3 of my photos published, and that book came out in February. I'm going to be back out in California, helping a friend of mine who is an up and coming actress, I should say. So she's going to be in a small role. I can't talk too much about it. I don't want to.
Definitely don't spoil it.
Yeah, so I'm up and I'm going to be helping her out. That's a big deal to me. I know it's a big deal to her, but to me, I love it because I'm supporting someone, and I'm gonna definitely want to help them out, especially with all the photography stuff, because she likes to model and do such like that. So I'm going to be out there doing that, which helps me too. So, she's a huge supporter of mine, such as you are. And I appreciate it. Thank you for all this.
Thank you. Definitely, man.
And other than that, I'm going to see if sometime, hopefully by towards the end of the year, I'm still not set in stone yet, but I'm going to see if I can go back to teaching my classes for the whole Bob Ross. Like, if you want to learn how to paint, you can always contact me. But hopefully towards the end of the year, I can get something situated where I could have a class of people and everyone could sit down, enjoy it, and have fun with it.
Like a little sipping paint.
I wouldn't say sip. I wouldn't say that because there's just.
I know.
There's technical things.
I just had to.
But I know someone's gonna try to sneak in some wine or something. They're like,
or probably something a little harder.
Yeah. Maybe
a little harder to drink. Are we definitely gonna do a little live event on IG sometime soon?
I'm shooting for that. This was, I've done it before, but this is definitely your idea. So I'm giving you the credit for all that. This man hit me up after he saw the painting that I did for the seascape, the beach thing, and he's like, "Bro, you gotta go on live." His man calls me back. He's like, "Yo," and I've done it before, but I was like, "You know what, man? It slipped my mind." And I know a lot of people like to see that stuff on live, but again, I'm lazy. I'm just lazy.
You say you're lazy, but I literally was talking to him, and he was just like, "Hey, I'm doing this painting," and it was talking. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna holler back at you about 40 minutes," and then and the painting was done because the very next day, even that night, I was tagged on a reel.
Yeah.
The painting being that he just said he's lazy, but he's not, because this is the same guy. If he can't sleep at night, he will get a canvas and he will start painting. So.
Instagram makes me so mad, man. I swear, Instagram likes to. They'll tell you they don't shadow ban or play funny stuff with people's stuff, but they did me dirty, man. Because I posted that. I did a little video thing for the reel, and I tagged you and other people, and it did something with the song. Where it wouldn't play the music anymore. And if you know anything about Instagram, all that stuff counts in the algorithms. Like the song that you have in the reel, the tag, the hashtags, all that stuff.
But didn't you pick the song from Instagram itself?
Yes, I did. And it even said this song has been played. It was a Childish Gambino song. So yeah. So it even said that, like, this song has been
played summertime.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, what's going on? And the next thing you know, I'm looking at it, this song is no longer available. So, yeah.
That means your video was no longer available.
No, the video was available, but the thing is, what follows, with the music that you use and, all these people, it just pops up on the reels. They messed that up for me. Because I have another video that overnight, it just blew up. There was a bunch of people liking it, views, shares, all that stuff. But you know, this one kind of, I wouldn't say ruin it completely, but yeah, Instagram is funny, man. They do stuff like that, and I'm like, I mean, I get it. I don't have a blue check, okay?
Nah, but don't worry. We'll get it right. We'll take care of that.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but still, it was kind of like, that seems suspicious to me, man. I was upset.
Now we'll be upset too. I call for everyone, just know a lot of stuff that we talk about, we will leave links in the description below from the artists and even authors that he talked about. I call it you will get his social media handle will also be on the description down below. Check out, please, when you see it, check out his IG. He has lots of pictures and videos. You're probably already some will be on this video already. Just check it out. Yeah, you'll be missing out on great artists, great photographies, and just funny old videos. Because you know, he might come out strong and Viking like, but he's a goofball. So, so just check it out. Hey, Carlos, once again, I appreciate you coming, man.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Definitely. And to everyone out there, y'all take care, man.
All right. Peace.